think I have more of a innate improvisational
Okay.
personality.
Mm-hmm.
So, uh, and I don't want to give the impression that I'm a trained classical guitarist because I was a very bad student and I still can't really read music. I can read music,
Mm-hmm.
but I go into a panic if as soon as it's difficult to read on guitar. I don't know. Do you have a main instrument?
No, I'm not a
Oh,
musician.
the
Hence the
guitar is not
questions. Yeah.
the guitar is not really uh, set up, organized uh, in a way that you can read easily on it. So, and then plus with I guess today, if I was a young person, I would probably be diagnosed with several learning disabilities.
Okay.
Uh, so combined with that, yeah, reading was not fun. So I wasn't a good reader, and I didn't. So I wasn't a good reader. I wasn't competitive. I was just skating by in the classes, trying to stay afloat because I didn't have any other direction. So yes, I am formally untrained.
But I love that. I love it when artists sort of go their own way, or explore their own way. I think it's yeah, I think it's some people need like education, like a more structured education, and I think some people are just they just have these character or the character to teach themselves or to explore them.
Yeah, I definitely have more of that personality, despite the fact that I was in a 4-year college program.
Mhm. And now I saw, and this was actually the video that I saw was that you played the banjo, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, and it's really not an instrument. I mean, I know the banjo from South Africa. I've never seen it really in in Europe.
Um, yeah, I suppose it's not really a European. It made its way to the U.S. with Africans in a early form of the instrument. The banjo came, and it proliferated through the South and became part of country music. It was part of blues music. So the banjo really is part of the bedrock of American folk music traditions.
Okay. Mhm.
Um, I don't play in any style that's established. I could not enter a bluegrass competition or a old timey competition or take part in any group session. I just use it for my own whatever I'm writing or whatever project I'm involved in. Really, I'm involved with songwriters, whether it's my own or other people's song, and I'm just a side man or both. It's to suit the piece of music is really what I do, I guess, and is really what I'm interested in.
Mhm.
Uh, I'm not interested in getting to the top of the mountain. I'm interested in just being on the mountain, sitting on the
Oh,
mountain,
okay. Yeah.
looking at the mountain, and maybe dipping my feet in the river. But I don't need to get to the top of the mountain.
You think you got the time. You think you got the light. You think you got the heart to make it through a long dark night. You think you got the time. I was once like you. I was once like you. Came to hear the gospel. Had to think it through. Wasn't ready yet.
But as a songwriter, what inspires then a song?
I was once like you.
What inspires the lyrics for you?
Well, I guess early on when I realized songs had meaning, I remember being, young, like 7, 8, 9, and hearing words to songs and wondering what they meant by it. It was probably 1970s AM radio, things that would be on the radio, and I would, like, what are they saying? What do they mean by that?
Mm-hmm.
So my father played a lot of Bob Dylan records, and he's of course one of the greats. And it really became clear to me that words and music together can really stir you emotionally or intellectually. So I thought, I really want to get in on that. I want to be, can I be in some small way part of that conjuring magic that happens? So I just listened to good songs and studied good songs and tried to in some small way achieve that effect.
Off the highway where I was raised, I took communion, but was not saved. I had my friends in on the joke. They had my back if I should choke. We climbed the trestles, we painted trains, we became men and felt the pain. I don't get back there much at all. Then just today I got the call about the first of my friends to die. First of my friends to leave it all behind. First of my friends to die.
But does writing come easy to you? I mean, do you?
I think it does. I think that's what comes most easily to me. Although I spent many years just trying to be a virtuoso, but I think that's not really. It took many years to realize that's not really where my proclivities or talents lay. Not in that. It was more on the creative end. And it's the same way. What? Go ahead.
No, but what comes first, the melody or the lyrics?
It's different. Sometimes it'll just be a phrase of lyrics that inspire are just a foundation for something, and then you build upon that. Sometimes it's just a melodic motif.
Okay.
Or it may be a chord progression, or you may be wholesale inspired by another song that somebody else did, and you try to capture that. And in the process, you lose sight of of the song that you were trying to emulate, and it turns into something completely different and doesn't even resemble what you started out with. That's kind of my favorite, because
Really?
inevitably it just turns into, it turns into something else.
Well, it's maybe something that it's actually supposed to be. That you didn't,